we need to ask ourselves what we think of history. Now for me, history is not something that happened 200 years ago. It's happening now. It's happening now as it passes from the past into the future. And that's what we've got to try and understand as well. We have to try and understand the dynamics in a capitalist system. What are the drives that are going on? Why things are being changed in the way they are? Why it is that Sydney disappeared for profit and for plunder? Because it was a process that was continuing then and is continuing today. If we try and understand the current financial crisis, it's really a broad productive economic crisis. It's not just something that happened in 2007. And to understand it, we have to go back and see what the long-term developments were within the capitalist system. I'm not going to go down that path immediately today, but at the fount of it, there is the fact of exploitation in the capitalist society. That exploitation means that working people do not get the full value of our labour, and therefore all that is produced in the capitalist system cannot be sold. So their solution to this in the post-war period was debt. And that has now come home to roost. We are now in the realms of what I refer to as peak debt. It's going to take them 20 or 30 years to work that out of the capitalist system. And that's a process that is continuing through our lives today. So when we think of history, it's in these terms that we have to think about it. Not think in terms of the 15-minute news bulletin in which every bit of information is torn out of every context and bears no relationship to anything that explains anything. Seems to me that one of the functions of the news is to make us all more stupid than nature ever intended us to be. And that's true whether it's right or wrong, whether it's biased or not. It's biased in the fact that it is separated from all the other things that go into explaining how the world is the way that it is. Well, in labour history, there is an antiquarian branch of labour history, to which I, as a historian, are very grateful. People who have gone through old labour papers and effectively made indexes to them. Very valuable if you're trying to track something down. Then there's academic labour history as it's become, and I'll say something about that in a moment, and there's activist labour history.